Hello, my fellow humans. Feeling a lot better today, by the way. And I'm bored as fuck today, but I'm not wanting to do stuff. Hey, CJ, welcome in. Ugh. So I'm bored as fuck today, feeling better, but I really don't want to overdo it with my body by, hang on, there's a hair on my screen, by doing anything. I did just fold a couple pieces of laundry. But yeah, I'm bored. And I have like an hour and a half before Zelly gets home. And I have I don't know when till Andrew gets home. He's out helping his dad. Hey, Eric. Hey, can't quite say that name. But hi, guys. We're going out to dinner with Andrew's dad and his brother today. Prozac, okay. But yeah, it's holiday weekend, so there's funny enough for us, there's not that we don't do a ton on holidays. Like we do, but not much. We kind of just mostly chill and hang out. And right now, everybody else is at work. Yay! So I am home with a very fussy kitty today. Except for I think I just figured out why he was fussing so much. He was like in my face nonstop for the last hour, and apparently he's just super hungry, and what I gave him for food at lunchtime was not enough, so he needed more food. Now he's just chilling, taking a bath, and staring at the ceiling. Yeah, but I'm waiting for everybody to get here. Sorry for not being on lately when you've been doing your live streams. That's okay, Eric. Not everybody can always be on when I'm here. It's completely understandable and okay. So I took Dramamine and Benadryl a while ago because I'm super congested and nauseous and bleh. I'm feeling a lot better today. Don't get me wrong, but just the sinuses are driving me crazy, and the nausea from the sinuses was driving me crazy. So I took Dramamine and Benadryl like an hour and a half ago. Unfortunately, with me, it takes forever for those to kick in. So by the time they kick in, it'll probably be right when we have to go to dinner. And then I'll be like, whoa. So, oh, kitty, your eye. He hates it when I clean his eye. But it's all goopy. Having a good day so far? Yeah, I've been binge watching the Musicality YouTube channel. They're they started off as a high school singing group, and they're amazing. And so I've been binge watching some music and stuff like that. But it's kind of a boring day around here, so I thought, excuse me, I'm sorry I'm yawning. I thought I would hop in and come say hi to my peeps for a little bit, because I don't know what to do. Well, I do know what I could do, but I really don't want to push it this weekend. So I'm going to take this weekend to just relax and chill as much as I can, and then Tuesday I will be getting back to work with the sewing stuff, getting that sewing room finally fully in order and as organized as I can, and then get to sewing. So my arm itches so bad. But yeah, so because it's weird, it's always weird on holiday weekends, even though it's 5 years later, almost 6, actually. Andrew and I, our 6-year anniversary is tomorrow. So that's nuts. That means I've been here for almost, it's been 5.5 years that I've lived here. So yeah, 6 years that Andrew and I will have been together tomorrow. It's nuts. It's hard to believe it's been that long. But anyway, 6 years later, it's still weird not to spend holiday weekends with my family. Even though my family has changed so much, but like being with my siblings and stuff on the holidays, it's weird not being around them, so. But I did talk to my mom, was it yesterday or the day before? Hey, DG. Hey, Adam, by the way. Hi. But yeah, it's still weird, but I talked to my mom and she's doing pretty good and stuff. And so that's good. I always enjoy talking to my mama. Gonna get some Asian food later. That sounds yummy. I don't know where we're going. Probably, I would guess our typical restaurants, go-to restaurants are like typically Henry T's. I don't know what else I don't know where Dad wants to go, but we'll see what everybody chooses. I just go along for the ride. Andrew called me and is like, by the way, we're probably doing the stuff with that tonight. Make sure you have something decent to wear. And I'm like, what do you mean by decent? Something other than a t-shirt and gym shorts. And I'm like, I have one pair of gym shorts that I wear around the house. I don't wear them outside the house. I don't wear them anywhere but in the house. Why would you think I would wear those outside the house? But he's like, I don't know, just something decent. So khakis and button up it is. I'll probably wear my button up onesie that I made because that's one of the only things I have clean and hanging at the moment. So excuse me, it depends on the temperature too. But yeah. So, just what you mean, bored here too, but I'm supposed to be resting. I am kind of taking it easy this weekend because, like, those of you who are around, I cleaned my room, and then that night I did dishes, and that was just a bad combination for my body. Even though it was only like an hour and a half's worth, no, 2 hours worth of work, my body said no. And I've pretty much, yesterday, I was just in so much pain. I could barely move off the couch. I really didn't do much moving off of the couch, mind you. But, excuse me, I need to open up. Hey Siri, what is the temperature outside?
It's about 77 degrees outside.
A little warmer than I would like for opening up the house. Plus, we don't have, that's one of the annoying things. We got to get some screens patched and fixed and stuff so that we can actually open up our house when it cools down in the next couple of weeks. But because we don't open it very often, there's not much of a good air exchange in here, and it gets stale, and then I yawn a lot. I know it's weird, but it happens. Also, it could just be Dramamine kicking in too. But yeah. So I was looking at, I got very sad yesterday. I was looking at my binky, and there's actually quite a bit more cracking than I expected. And there's a crack on the button. That made me really sad. Fall is the best time of year. I agree. I love it that it's cool enough that we don't need the AC, but it's also cool enough to wear hoodies, but not too cold. I like that type of thing. So that fall is by far my most favorite time of year. The only thing that I like, the thing I like best about summer, number one, is being able to barbecue and stuff, but swimming. Swimming is my favorite thing to do. I love to swim. And not roasting in our pants. Yes. I like the fact that it's when it's fall, I can wear pants like PJs and stuff and not be too hot and not be annoyed. But yeah, so. Oh man. Sorry about the yawning. I swear, whenever I start streaming is when my meds kick in. And that's like, oh, we're going to yawn like mad. It's like. But anyway, I figured I would at least stream till somebody got home. Oh, blew out the knee. Yeah. When I was doing my room the other day, my hip was trying to pop out. It did sort of pop out later that day. And it's like I haven't had a hip pop out in a while. And it's only when I'm like moving around and working all the time that it happens. It's a really painful thing, but also as somebody who deals with chronic pain, it's not the worst. What's new? Nothing much. Coming at you from apartment that we've been in for a couple weeks now. Just chilling. But I have a sleeping kitty finally. He spent the last hour bugging the shit out of me. Now to finally fall asleep, which I will happily take. Ugh. But yeah, he's a good boy. I found his catnip today, so he was very, very happy, and he's been like energetic and playing all day. Okay, whoops. Hang on, I need to. My notifications are going crazy. Of course, I uploaded a video today. Whoops. So, of course, comments are coming in like crazy. Meow. Yes. He has been meowing for a long time. He was sitting right next to me, like right here, and just like staring at me. And then he'd like get all agitated and like go move around, and then he'd come back, and I'm like, what the heck? Does he want to go outside? He wasn't really asking, but no, he just wanted more food. Sometimes this cat baffles me. Yesterday was a vomit day. He puked twice. One of the times he puked on a roll of paper towels, mind you. So that unfortunately made that roll of paper towels useless. And then today he's like starving. So I don't know. He's so weird. Right? It's Eric, it's just so frustrating. As somebody who's heavier set, it's really frustrating. And I kind of purposely did it to and I tagged ABU especially in there. I'm like, dude, guys, think about this. Like one of my buddies, my good friends, made a thing on Twitter on how he basically thinks that they're not worth the money. He said he doesn't think they're as absorbent as like the Space and Little Paws, and they're so tiny fitting that he's a smaller guy. He's like my height and skinnier than me, but he said they're made for basically teen bodies or twink bodies, as he said. Just somebody who's just tiny. And I don't quite get why they're doing that, but and for the price point, I don't know. We'll see. I haven't heard any. I've only heard a couple of reviews on the bunny hops, or saw one review on the bunny hops, so I don't know how those are. In my opinion, I won't ever buy the bunny hops because they're so stinking girly that I won't ever buy them. Right now, I'm waiting for Cushy Tushies to have their dino diaper. Their dino diaper looks kind of cool. It has more of the print type that Crinkles has, but it has a landing zone and stuff like their normal diaper. So I'm interested to see what the dino diaper is like once they come out with it in the XLs. Yeah, I stopped ordering from ABU because number one, their diapers don't fit me. We do every now and then order their boosters because their boosters are definitely better than North Shores. Their boosters are fantastic. But I'm not happy at all with ABU and their diapers as of late. I haven't gotten to try one of their diapers since the preschools came out. Like I've had the preschools and the kiddos, and then of course all the rest of their regular ones, but I haven't been able to, they've been making them so small that I haven't been able to try any of them. It's frustrating. I really wanted to try the Tykables Dino diaper, but of course they're not in XLs, so I can't. And I know I've gained weight since last year, so I know there's no chance I'm going to fit in the larges. Well, no, it was more like 2 years ago. So my kitty and Birdie are both sleeping. Jimmy is just sound asleep. Oh, you guys, I got him out last night. I have to show you guys a picture. I got Jimmy out last night because I'm finally feeling better. And the snuggle for this bird was real. Like, look at this. He was just like under the blanket, snuggling so hardcore. It was so adorable. He kept tickling me. That's his favorite thing to do. Like, it was Snuggle City when I got him out. And he was just like, and he was singing and talking and stuff under there. He started off like on my chest and he was like just talking to the blanket and stuff. And then he moved up to my shoulder and was like kissing all over me and like snuggling my face. And it was so cute. And it's kind of funny that he is this snuggly because he's molting. And he gets very grumpy when he's molting. So that's one reason he's doing a lot of sleeping. Molting takes a lot of energy. And I have to actually check his food later today. I think he needs some food. I had Andrew just feed him not that long ago, but Bird eats a ton. He keeps peeking at me with one eye. He's like sleeping and he's like, I mean, he might be opening both eyes, but I can only see one side of his head. So he's asleep. But I love my animals, you guys. I talk about them all the time because they're my babies. You know? They're my babies. And I'm doing laundry, a little bit of laundry right now, just some towels and stuff. Because people in my household, like, I was doing the dishes the other night and I realized the mat that's under our dish thing was just drenched and smelled bad. And I'm like, why? This needs to be washed at least once a week, if not more often. So we got to figure out a little bit of a different setup for dishes here. And so we don't have that stench of that musty, wet thing. Oh, see you later, Brian. But I'm just bored and waiting for people to come home. Apparently, Andrew's having a rough day. He had to put back together his seeder. Last time he was seeding, this thing was just pouring seed out. It's supposed to like methodically whip it out, like pour it out as it drives, but it was just like pouring into huge piles. So he had to like take it apart and put it back. Now he's putting it back together today. And apparently it wasn't going so well. So I've been but yeah. Oh, I did see a notification here. Skip trial. I don't want YouTube, whatever it is. Oh, no, I already saw that one. Okay. But yeah, I'm bored, but I don't have the energy to do a ton right now. Before too long, I'll get up and I'll like go do my hair and get dressed and stuff. But that's kind of like a last minute thing. Takes me like 2 seconds to do my hair and get ready. So I thought about showering earlier, but I showered last night, so I'm like, I don't really need one right now. So I don't know. It's just boredom. Just bored. But yeah, sorry, I don't have tissues in my house, and I cannot just let the snot sit in my head. Here we go. Oops, sorry, I had to. But yeah. So, are you guys doing anything fun for this holiday weekend? I'm sorry if you guys can hear that fan really bad on my computer. It likes to run a lot when the camera's going. We really need to get some tissues in this room. I think they're upstairs somewhere, but I'm not going upstairs right now. So, but yeah, we're not doing anything that fun this weekend. We're just kind of chilling. Andrew's gonna smoke a pork butt on Monday, so we'll be doing that. But hanging with Dad and Jer and stuff. Might be grilling some burgers. We grilled some brats last night. It didn't go all that well. They just cooked up weird. I don't know if the grill was hot enough or whatever, but it didn't cook up quite right. One of them exploded before it was even cooked. Like it got to 120 degrees and just like poof. The thing literally, like the whole thing just went, and it wasn't really salvageable. I've never seen one do that quite that bad. Like I've seen them split. This one was exploded. But yeah. Grilling some burgers. We grill burgers a lot around here. Did you make it to Dad yet? Or still at work? Just trying to figure out kind of where everybody is. Technically, Zoe gets off work in a half hour. So she should be home at 5:30ish. And yeah, I mean, thankfully, when we buy brats, we buy like 6 or 8 of them at a time. So we had plenty. Like, Andrew always thinks we eat more than we do. Like, him and Zelly will eat 2 brats, but I almost never eat 2 brats. So it's like, not a whole ton of point in cooking me an extra one. So, but yeah. I don't know. I'm bored. I'm so bored. And yeah, my I can feel the Dramamine kicking in. It just like it sent like a wave of just like what, which is funny. It's funny when it does that. So. But yeah, I told Daddy last night that we're gonna have to make some clothings for so I could do some proper photography on my Etsy shop. Like I don't have anything to make or I don't have anything to photograph that I'm looking for some others with some specific stuff. So I'm gonna have to. So I might have to make some for me and him and Zelly to. Maybe I'll make him. I should make him a footed PJ. I don't know if he'll wear it much, but he gets too warm. I have some fabric left over from an order that was never completed. I talked about this the other day where this customer ordered and never sent me measurements. I contacted him for about 6 months in a row. And then I started like tapering it off to every couple of months, and he never got back to me. So at this point, no, he is not getting his money back, and I'm using the fabric for Andrew. Because it's a Paw Patrol fabric, so I'll probably use it for him. I mean, I could technically use it for me too, but Andrew likes Paw Patrol way more than I do, so I figured I'd make it for him. If it was Octonauts, I would use it for me. I want some Octonauts fabric. I really wish that it was a more popular show in the US, but it's not. So I'm kind of stuck with like Disney if I want stuff, or just plain old juvenile fabrics. There's some really cute ones available right now. But I have to. I hate when I go in the fabric store and I realize they've gotten new knits and stuff. I'm like, I need it, but I cannot buy it because I don't have money. All right, DG, see you later. Not having money to spend on extra clothing is sad because there's a few things that I really would want. But alas. And my YouTube's not even big enough to actually make much money. I think like once or twice a year I get like $100 from them. So it's not like enough to make it. I mean, I could make my YouTube channel better and make a little bit more money off of it, but really to make money off of YouTube, you have to have a pretty big following. So there's not ever going to be that big of a following in the AB community, you know. So I don't know. Maybe if I do some crafting stuff, I would make it bigger. I don't know. No, I don't really care much. YouTube is more of a hobby than it is an income. It's nice to get paid a little bit of stuff when you do a hobby. But it would be nice to be able to get like new recording stuff and whatnot for streaming and whatnot, but we'll see. I have a lot of plans that can't necessarily be done anytime soon. Because we desperately need things like cars and stuff like that before we can put a ton of extra money into stuff. But yeah, that's kind of my day today. I'm just like, I'm bored. Just bored. Waiting for a message back from somebody, but not getting one yet. So, kind of hoping people would be around. But because it's a holiday weekend, no one's around. So sad. Very sad. I'm just chilling. I don't know. It's annoying to have so many things going through my head for business stuff. and not being able to do anything about it right now. Like, I want to be making stuff and doing stuff, but I just need to let my body rest because it is still pretty sore. It's very tired. Don't have much energy. So you're I don't know. Ask me questions. Ask me anything. Those of you who are watching, I need to actually like do sometime soon. Get like it announced that I'm gonna do a live Q&A and see, if we can get some fun new questions from people's. For those of you that are here, ask away with questions and I will answer. It is an ask me anything. I am happy. Okay, so with the week I was sick, this past week, all this week since like Sunday or Saturday of last week, actually, I've been sick. So my dehydration has been pretty evident, and it's been a struggle to get fluids in me and keep them in me. So I had Andrew pick up some Gatorades yesterday. I'm like, can you just pick me up a bunch of Gatorades? I need to super hydrate because I was drinking water, but not enough. My stomach was not allowing enough. For some reason, with the Gatorade, with the salt and the sugars and stuff, it actually really works very well. Kind of the same with the coconut water, but even that, I wasn't really feeling coconut water. I was like really craving, what I get from the Gatorade. So he got me a bunch of Gatorades. I drank 1 3/4 of one yesterday. And oh my God, was I nice and hydrated this morning. I hadn't had a full blown, really, really wet diaper and continually wetting throughout the day all week. I've been barely wetting diapers, I'll have one full wet one a day. And so it's been a very low diaper usage. So. Well, I do have to say thank you to you for the video on the North Shore Megamax diapers. Oh! About the North Shore Megamax diapers. So we were ordering them last night, and it said that coming fall of 2019, they're gonna have blue ones. So I'm guessing it's gonna be the same print as their lights, the blue, which is my favorite color. So I'm super excited to see what those are gonna look like. Actually, give me a second. I want to look up something because it seemed like there was a hyperlink, and I want to check and see if they have any examples of it yet. Yeah, it says Megamax in blue, due fall of 2000. Okay, it's not a hyperlink, but they are coming in blue, which I'm super excited about. I'm so excited about that. You meant nice. You meant nice. I mean, yeah, no problem. But yeah, I'm super excited. And I forgot to include, I always forget about the Crinkles diapers. So I forgot to include them in one of the diapers that actually fits somebody who's a little bit heavier set in my video today. They do work fairly decently for somebody who is heavy set. I'm trying to get back to the thing here so I can click on them before I actually say it out. I don't want to say the incorrect measurement. Oh, they have them in an XL now. I didn't know that. Oh, they don't have them in an XL. Why does it say XL? Oh, the original. Show all item. Hang on. That I'm going to have to maybe think about purchasing those next month because that would be amazing. Oh, I want to see what their pricing is here. $114 plus their shipping. Ooh. I have never tried. Okay, I have never tried a North or a Crinkles XL. I wish I had seen that yesterday. that might be what we order because Daddy was going to order some printed ones for me. Not probably this month, but maybe next month. That's what I'm ordering next month. Totally. OMG. So, wish I had seen it last night. The original crinkles now come in an XL. Damn, I might contact them and ask them for a sample of those. XL. Damn. I don't know if they're on today. English. Let's see if I can get them to me. I did not know that, guys. That's so cool. Damn, that'll make me so happy. I like the crinkles. I don't like their tapes very much, but I like the crinkle spacers. And they work. So that'll make me happy. By the way, guys, if I have to go suddenly, it's because Andrew got home, because he has requested that I don't stream while he's home. Just so you know, if I have to quick say goodbye, that's what happens. And he's had a bad day, so I really don't want to be streaming if he gets home. I'm saying that because I just heard some doors. I don't know if that was car or next door. So if it's suddenly that I have to go, that's what happens. And I'm so excited that they have crinkles in XL. This person's having a little bit of an issue. She just sent the same message twice. And it's typing right now, so awesome. But I have so cool. $114 for 60. Not great, but decent enough. So yeah, I think I hear a car, but I don't know if it's him. I definitely hear a car. I'm just not sure if it's him. All right, this is so exciting, guys. This is like amazing. If they're gonna have those in XLs, like I could order a case of Megmax and I could order a case of those instead of ordering both You know, it would kind of offset. Then I'd have some printed and I'd have some non-printed. Like, that would be amazing. 2500 West 6th Street apartment. She keeps accidentally sending all agents are currently assisting other customers. Right, Eric? That's awesome. Like, and it's only the original Adelaide, my least favorite, but I don't care. The size for the North Shore or for the Crinkles is for the XL says 51 to 66. That's a huge amount of difference. 705 North Eagle S Drive. So that is awesome. Like, that made my day. But yeah, North Shore is doing really great at including the AV community in their site. Like, they've done a fantastic job. Which is awesome. She looks like she's changing the address in there for me. But yeah, North Shore, by far best medical company out there. Because they have like every brand. It's crazy. It keeps sending that message. All of our agents are assisting other customers, so someone will be with you shortly. Awesome. I'm not hugely. I mean, I probably should give the company a new. I should probably give them another try, but I don't know. I know a lot of people really like them. What? But I didn't like them when they and it's been a while since I've tried them. Hang on. There we go. But yeah. Okay. I just don't. I typically don't like diapers that have second chance tapes. I would prefer a landing zone, because I do have to use it multiple times. Back when I was using North Shore, I was having such a problem with the tapes that I actually had to put duct tape down first and then put the tape on the duct tape, which I really don't want to go back to doing that. So I am looking at some of the stuff they offer. I don't see anything else that I really want to try that's in the XL, so Um, yeah. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I haven't tried them in good, and probably since I moved here. Not that long after I moved here, I stopped using them. But yeah, so I'm definitely getting meds kicking in now. I'm feeling the nausea wave, and which is good. But yeah. Dramamine makes me so loopy. It's really funny because I can take Benadryl no problem and not really get loopy. Dramamine makes me loopy. And I'm really hungry, but I don't want to eat if we're going out to dinner soon. So I'm waiting to hear from Andrew fully on what that is, but when that is, I mean, what? When? But yeah. You know, it would be nice. Like, Eric, I kind of envy that you have someone that helps you change. Well, I mean, I have Daddy to help me change too, but during the day, the other day we had an incident where I was sitting here and I just messed my diaper. I didn't know I was going to do so. Well, when I stood up to let him know and to get changed, it leaked. Thankfully, when I stood up on this handy dandy blanket, and it got on the blanket instead of the carpet because our carpet is brown and very hard to see. So I didn't want to. I was glad it didn't get on the carpet itself. And Daddy was like, "You are never putting on one of your own diapers ever again," which is obviously just him saying that, but it would be nice. You know, I have a friend that is always like, I would totally help you out and take care of you if I was there, you know, like a babysitter type thing. And it's like, it would be so handy sometimes to have another, like, not big person, but somebody who was big enough to kind of watch over me a little bit. Like, I think that's you know, that's kind of a fantasy that I've always had was like having Daddy, but also having like babysitter around, you know, when needed, which is not really a realistic thing. Because if to be the case, that person would have to work from home or not work. So, but yeah, I am so hungry right now. I mean, granted, all I've eaten today was a yogurt, but I'm so hungry, and I'm trying to figure out where Andrew is so that I know, like, okay, is it going to be 2 hours before we go to dinner, or is it going to be, you know, like, well, I mean, either way, it's going to be close to 2 hours, but or is it going to be longer than that? Like, are we going to go out at 8? Don't don't know. I would call him, but he is in the middle of either putting together a cedar or he's in the middle of putting up a fence. He was repairing the fence at the old house today because they had to take it down partway to put in windows because the house is stupid. But yeah. That moment when you take a hit and it's dropped. Whew. There's a kitty. He's so sleepy. Well, he just woke up for a second. Hey, baby. Snitch. So for some reason, my cat is really weird about right now about sleeping on his blanket because he has this blankie right here and it's all fuzzy on one side and he usually loves those. But on this bed, he doesn't want it. He wants to just sleep on the bed itself, which is really weird. I don't know. You're weird. He goes through spurts. But oh my god, it was so funny today because I found his catnip. And I always put it, he has his you guys have seen it, his stand, that his scratching post. I always put it on the base of it. And so today I found it and put some down, and oh my god, he went nuts. He was like playing on his own. He was running around my house like crazy. I'm like, okay, who are you and what have you done with my cat? But he also his toy is broken, guys. You know his toy I was using yesterday? It broke. So I have to get a pair of pliers and recrimp the fishing line so I can fix it. That med is like when Dramamine hits, it hits fast, and it just makes me like la di da. But yeah, so something that I've been looking into is with me and Daddy had a talk, and it's very important for me that my little side is authentic. And he's like, "What does that mean?" You know. And I kind of said, "Well, for example, just in general, everyday life, being treated a little more like a little kid. Like, you know, I hate having to go to him and tell him I need a diaper change. You know, I need you to check. You need to check every so often." And like being, if I don't want to watch something on TV, Daddy can sit me down on the floor to play. And that kind of prompted well, all your toys are really loud, so Daddy doesn't want to hear that while he's watching TV. And it prompted my search for toys that are quiet. And I like having toys that, oh my God, I hate this person. If you guys hear like crazy motorbike type of thing, there's somebody that lives here who just rides up and down the street all day long on this loud bike thing, and it drives me crazy. But anyway, it prompted me to start thinking about toys that I could have in my living room that are quiet. Oh shit. They just closed. They just closed, didn't they? Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to call and see if they're open still, because I need to know if we can get on and pay rent. See you later, CJ. Yeah, they're closed. Okay. I thought that's right, because it's a holiday weekend, so they closed today. Um, we'll have to call them Sunday early in the morning. I know they're open a little while on Sunday, but they had funky hours this week because of the holiday. They are closed Monday, so we'll have to pay rent. We wanted to pay it last night, but we have to pay it online, and we didn't have all the information for it. So, yeah. Anyway, so this whole thing has prompted my search into toys that are quiet. And a lot of baby toys make noises a lot, but I wanted something I could play with that would keep me entertained that's quiet. So, one thing I would love to do is find some cars and trains, like that are wooden. And they make the trains. I have a train set of wooden trains, and they're very quiet. But I also would like to get more train track. I only have one that goes in a small circle. Um, but also things like soft blocks. They make them, you can do them in any size, but I would probably do them about 4 by 4 inches, is my guess. And making some blocks that have like fun things to them that I can play with them, and they're not going to hurt anything if I throw them, stuff like that. But also making some fabric cars, like out of felt and stuff, so that I have some quiet toys that I can play with, that are still fun. And I'm also looking at making a quiet book. If you don't know what a quiet book is, I would highly recommend looking it up. It's usually a handmade book out of felt, and sometimes use Velcro or magnets to stick certain things to it. But that's kind of what I want to do. I want to make a big ass quiet book, and I want to make one big enough that, because like you can do, I've seen pages where they like do 2 pages with a road and a little town on it, so that your little felt car can like drive through the roads and stuff like that, and like learning how to zip and unzip and things like that. Just a bunch of different little quiet things you can do. People often use them for church. We used to have those when I was a kid, but they were not handmade. So that's some stuff I want to look into doing. So the only issue is that the foam like you can use regular fiber fill for this, for the blocks, but I really want to do foam so that there's actual structure to them, so I could actually build if I wanted to. So finding 4-inch foam blocks is not easy. And it's not cheap. But really, I don't need more than, I would do like 10 maybe of them. Nothing huge, just a few. And I would put some fun things on some of them, like, different animal faces or, different cars, kind of theme them a little bit. But I also want to look into the possibility of some sort of like shadow box or something I can do with sand, because I love to play with like kinetic sand and things like that. And I would love to be able to kind of make something like that for quiet play out here. And then the loud toys will be reserved for when Daddy sticks me, up in the bedroom to play or something. But, and the one thing that, I struggle with as a little, very heavily, is abandonment. So as a 1-year-old, I very much like Daddy to be in sight. If he's not in sight, I get a little anxious. And, Daddy and Zelly do some different things when they're big, and a lot of time they head off into their room. And it's very often that my little side feels like, number one, I don't ever have priority. Number two, it feels like I'm being abandoned. So we're working on situations where that doesn't happen so much, because Daddy's taken the time to put me down to play, or to, something like that. And I will be making a play mat that goes on our floor at some point soon, that is designated to only when Daddy puts it out. So, and it's hard because my little side is very nonverbal. When I'm truly in that happy regress state, I'm very nonverbal, and trying to figure out how, because if I'm going to communicate, if I want a bottle, I'm not necessarily going to ask for a baba. I'm going to fuss until I get something, until he figures it out. And so Andrew did not grow up around children, really. He had like one neighbor that was, younger, that he ever did, and he babysat when he was like 12 or 13. But he didn't grow up around children, so he has no clue what to do, and I'm like, it's very similar as like with me. Guess about 1 to 2, 1.5, 1 to 1.5 usually is my age range. And it's very, very, other than the fact that I am actually an adult and I do actually, have an adult body, imagine it as if it was truly a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old. Because when I am in little headspace, that's where I go. I have very few words. I can say Baba. I can say Binky. Usually it's Ginky, not Binky. And I can say Daddy. I can say Sissy and Kitty. Stuff like that. Like, I have very few words that I use when I'm little, and most of it's like if I want something, it's just like and he has to figure out what I'm pointing at, and usually it's a process of elimination. Like, no, so I know I'm verbally, when I'm little, it's really strange, because when I'm in little headspace and I'm regressed, obviously I still have my adult brain that is kind of like shoved off to the side, and my adult brain sitting here thinking, just say the word bottle. Little me is like, pointing to things. So it's kind of funny, but this is where the psychology of ABDLs is so interesting, because like I said before, it's almost like there's two parts of me, like one is Kai, one is me. And it's so interesting because when Kai is in control, it's like I'm literally a 1-year-old in an adult body. When I really truly regress, it's really like, this sounds kind of stupid, but I guess in a way it's kind of conditioning. When I'm regressed and in little headspace, there is no paying attention to my bowels or my bladder. If I have to go potty, I go potty. It's really weird because my brain doesn't even think, oh, you should make it to the potty. Unless Daddy says it's up in the air whether Daddy can handle poopy diapers tonight. And that's when Kai's like, oh, then I think about it. which we're working toward. Okay, when I'm in little headspace, either I use the potty or I don't. If I am using potty, then that means if I say something about need to go potty, daddy takes me potty. And we use kind of a potty training type situation in those cases where daddy gets me set on the potty. Maybe I'm even thinking about getting some more little books, little kid books. Maybe bringing me a potty book or something like that, helping me get my diaper back on and stuff. Like using it as, that's where I mean authentic. Like for me, yes, a 1-year-old could be potty trained. I've seen it happen. I've seen 18-month-olds get potty trained. So using that situation to make a more fun situation, because I've truly lost the fun in diapers right now. Truly lost it. To me, it's just like everyday thing, which is good, but at the same time, when it's an everyday thing, it becomes so mundane that when daddy mode is going and I'm being changed, my brain clicks into this is just normal time. And daddy's like, that takes daddy out of daddy space when you're just talking like an adult. So I'm like, well, if we can use these situations to, if I'm using the diaper, I use the diaper, there's no backing out. Unless it's a night where like I have a lot of that happening, then we obviously use the potty. But that's when we switch into let's potty train mode, making it more fun. Getting the fun back into it is important to me. And I think in a way, my little side has lost that altogether. Like I've been saying, Kai is very much in control of little time. And Kai has not been allowing me to regress. He has not been allowing his regression. And so it's like, even when daddy is in daddy mode, I'm not in the right headspace for it. And I need to be. And I think it's a lot of different factors onto why that's happening. Part of it is daddy needs to be more focused when he is in daddy mode, like not constantly focused, but aware of the fact that, it's been a while since I've checked the diaper. Let's check the diaper. It's been a while since I've gone potty. Let's check the diaper or taken potty or something like that, that type of thing, like me not having to say I'm wet and I need to change, like I'm drenched, need to change, and figuring out ways that we can have dominance and submission without it being needing to turn it into sexual stuff, because my little side is not sexual. No 1-year-old is, and that's how you have to think of it. But I do like, as the adult side of it, likes having daddy in control and daddy being dominant. So figuring out ways that can happen without me, without the sexual side of it, because being daddy is very much a arousal thing for him. He's a DL, him and Zelly both have DL sides. I don't. So being able to kind of channel that properly is something we have to work on, because, a lot of times when we're both, because daddy has this thing where typically he will not give us little time unless we both need it, which doesn't always work out right, because there's days where Hannah's not feeling like Zelly, and there's days where I'm not feeling Kai. So it's like, there's going to be times, 99% of the time, if she's going to be little, I'm also little, but I always have to wait till it's on her timetable, waiting till she feels little to get little time, or waiting till she says, Daddy, I need little time, for me to get little time. So we're working on things. That's one thing about being in this type of relationship. It is never just a static thing. It's always changing. For example, Andrew is both a big and a little. He is a switch. His little side is a puppy. So me, I am having to, I've known this for forever. I've known this since I've known him. And my brain has tried this in the past, but now that we have Zelly here, we have to work on it again. And it's just a constant working on it. I have to get Kai into the mindset where he's okay seeing puppy. Kai can sort of be a little bit tiny bit little, but more of like the big brother type of thing to the puppy. My little side is not really, doesn't age slide that much. It's really pretty little, but I can kind of go into a mid-range headspace where I'm both adult and little at the same time and take care of puppy as needed until Zelly's home to be mommy. Um, we found out that I struggled horribly with that when Abby was here because there was Abby would be somewhat kitten, Andrew would be puppy, and then Zelly is mommy. Zelly is not my big. We have tried slightly to go into that space, but both her and I, like, while I have said I wouldn't mind if she took on that role when Andrew was puppy. But in all actuality, and we both said, yeah, that'd be kind of fine. It doesn't work out. It does not work out because the way her and I together, we are siblings. It's my brain is not really able to switch from her being sister to her being a mommy or a babysitter of any sort. And maybe sometime it'll get there. I don't know. But right now, it's like I kind of am at the point where I take on a little bit more of a caregiver role without being actually a caregiver. Like if she's not home, I'm not going to go change Andrew and put him in a diaper. He does that himself or she does it. But I can be like, puppy, you need to turn off the TV and do this. Or puppy, we're going somewhere. Come on. Like having a little bit of control of him without being his mommy and his caregiver. But once she's home, then my goal, my task is to just allow him to be puppy and to be involved as much as I can or can't. The main thing I have to work on is I often feel slighted once he goes into puppy mode because it very often happens that he goes into puppy mode kind of after a long hiatus of us having little time or him having puppy time. So he's stressed and he just has to do puppy. And in those cases, it's usually at that point that all three of us really need that attention. But for Zelly, she gets the same enjoyment and the same fulfillment out of being mommy that she does being little. I don't get that when Andrew's in puppy space. So sometimes I tend not have an attitude, but I don't handle it well. So my goal is getting to that point where if I'm not up to having puppy, I can at least sit here and let him snuggle, let him be happy, and at least just interact with him, without having the I'm hurt feeling and look. That's where we're really struggling. We've really struggled in the past. The last time he went puppy, it was short time. He really needs a concentrated weekend of puppy. We'll see if that happens at all. He has been fighting it because he hasn't had padding. And we kind of broke down yesterday and we're like, we're getting you padding, okay? Because he used to have a stash. It got used up while Abby was here because, he was like, well, we'll use mine till, we run out. And then he doesn't have any diapers. So last night we kind of like, it only costs $80 to order him padding for 40 diapers. And 40 diapers will last him several months. So it's like, let's make that purchase now. So that you can have the ability, because it is still important for him to be in a diaper when he's puppy. It just really is. So having that here will be a huge thing for him. And we're like, you're getting diapers whether you like it or not. So we did that. We wouldn't have done it if we couldn't afford it. Like if we literally could only afford diapers for me, we would have done that. But being that we could technically afford it, we went ahead and did it, So that made him very happy. And I know he's going to be very puppy once those come in. And unfortunately, we're at that point where we're just settling from our move and the little sides are able to come out. They're comfortable in the new house. We're getting to that point where now it's like, okay, now we can have some little time. But Andrew's so stressed right now because he hasn't been allowed or been able to have puppy that he needs to go puppy first. He needs to go puppy. And the thing with Andrew is he goes puppy and it just fills him up. As he explains it, he's like, puppy is like a cup. Once puppy is full, all of a sudden it's going into the other cup, which is now daddy. And he turns into daddy, like hardcore daddy at this point. So I know in my thought process right now is even though Kai has been a twerp today, My little side has just wanted to full blown come out. But I, as the adult, I'm like, no, that can wait a little while because he needs puppy time. He needs to be puppy before Kai can really explore and come out again. And that could change just like that. He may turn into daddy mode, but I think what's going to happen, he's going to have a couple of designated nights to puppy, which I am totally fine with. And I think I'm even feeling better mentally about it. From a standpoint of normally I get a little butthurt, but I think, I've really talked to him about it, and I think like I'm at that point where even though I really need some little time soon, I think I'm at that point, and I think I'm not going to guarantee, but I think I'm at the point where I could be okay and enjoy hanging out with puppy. Things like that. So we'll see where it goes in the next few days. It's definitely going to go puppy. It's going to have to. I just realized that's closed still. It's working out relationships when you have switches in the house is a lot harder than working out just a big and a little. I know I don't like to share Andrew and Zoe's life much unless they're okay with it, but it is known that everybody in our house has some anxiety issues. Andrew and me especially. Like Hannah has been in therapy for it, and really she actually they discharged her from therapy because they've really completed their goals and gotten her to the point where she's stable enough. Well, she wasn't unstable in the first place, but she knows how to cope now. We need to get me and Andrew to that point. Andrew's done really well. Right when I met Andrew back in 2011, 12, met in January of 2012, not long after he was very depressed and nearly suicidal. And he actually went into care for a couple of weeks, and they put him on meds, and those meds actually made it way worse. And since then, his brother has had genetic testing, and the doctor has told them, basically, if you're having this stuff, your brother's probably going to have a lot of the same reactions. And they tested him for what medications will work or make it worse and things like that. And we found out for Andrew that, one, his body does not respond well to narcotics, as in he has to have a lot. And number two is that a lot of the anxiety, depression, ADD medications actually have the opposite effect on him than the intended. So he doesn't do any form of medication, and I would never, ever, ever force that on him unless it was like I was worried for his life. I think Andrew's home. Hang on one second. Sorry. Anyway, guys, Andrew's home, so I'm going to go, and we can continue this conversation when I next stream. But I will see you later, guys. Bye-bye.